An exciting new beat-em-up from the folks at Humble Games, Midnight Fight Express is actually the rip-roaring brawler its title suggests it will be. The basic idea is relatively easy to comprehend, and honestly, the gameplay is too. Babyface, a dormant sleeper agent, is activated by a talking drone and sent out into the streets of a city on the verge of collapse. With the landscape overtaken by an innumerable amount of gangs and crime syndicates, the player controls Babyface as he wipes out every bad guy in sight and begins to learn more about himself and the forces he's single-handedly opposing. It's as straightforward as that, and the game is much better off for its commitment to simplicity. The player starts off with a few base abilities: punch, dodge, and grab. One can either punch their way through a group of evildoers or pick up a weapon to help bash their heads in. Aside from the occasional firearm, which proved the hardest to control in combat, the amount of damage a weapon does is pretty clearly related to how big it is. If a player would like to take a large man down in fewer hits, they should probably find some sort of massive wrench or metallic baseball bat. If they want to roll around and swing in for a sneak takedown, they should probably beat the snot out of someone with a knife and take that instead. As they clobber their way up the baddie ladder, players will also find themselves able to unlock new moves and techniques that diversify gameplay and aid in taking down boss characters. This keeps the game interesting without overcomplicating what already works. Of course, while the game is not that hard to understand, it's also not without its challenges. As the player progresses through the city and eventually down into the sewers, among other places, they will encounter tougher and tougher opponents. Every time a new class of evil is introduced, the gamer must adjust their playstyle slightly to accommodate the new type of threat. Additionally, not every level plays out exactly the same. Some feature a bit more traversal, with Babyface jumping around rooftops or fighting his way through subway stations, while others focus more on a specific gimmick. Some standouts include a sequence of tasks involving trains where the player must fight inside while avoiding a sniper aiming through the windows or use oncoming cars to their advantage, and a mission that takes place entirely within a single bathroom. And this specifically is where Babyface has to clear waves of gang members before he can even leave. After using both a console controller and a keyboard to play, it can probably be said that the controller is best for the way this game handles combat. As the footage and crank comparison might imply, everything that goes on in Midnight Fight Express is designed to happen very quickly. The brain has to think fast or not at all in order to continue surviving, and a controller seems to be more applicable to that kind of scenario. This might be a matter of preference, but especially when it comes to ensuring one's swings a punch in the correct direction,